Today we're doing a very quick whistle stop, my 5 favourite run accessories. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so obviously these are just my opinions, but these are the 5 things I most use. I find the most beneficial when I'm running. So my first one is a watch. Some people don't use watches, some people use the phones or other devices. I like watches purely on the freedom it gives you. So mine at the minute is a Coros Apex Pro. It opens multiple opportunities that otherwise I wouldn't have if I didn't have a watch on. Yes, you can use a mobile device and just use Strava or any other running app. But for me, I can just press go on the watch. It gives me multiple options in terms of trail runs, running. My particular watch has got mapping. So again, I could plan a route, follow the route, and I know I'm never going to get lost. It gives me instant updates in terms of pace, distance, time, elevation gain, and any other heart rate, etc. that I want to see straight away. I like the freedom. If I don't want to listen to music and I don't need my phone on me, I can literally just running shoes on, watch on, and go. I don't have to worry about having anything else on me in terms of carrying stuff with me. If I don't need to, it's literally just a watch. Will track my run, and that's all I need. So yeah, number 2 is a recent purchase, but I've really enjoyed it in probably the 3 weeks I've had it so far. Mine is a flip belt, but it's basically any kind of running belt. So yeah, flip belt is the one I'm using at the minute. I got it. I think they're new. They're about 26, 28 quid. So I got mine just second hand off eBay. I think I paid about 12 quid for mine. Again, I didn't see the point in paying full price for something that looked basically about almost like new. Benefit of a flip belt is obviously, like I said, it's got four little pockets. It's basically a constant tube of fabric. You just kind of one tube, and it's got 4 pockets: 2 at the front, 2 at the back. You slip whatever you need to put into it into the inside, and then before you set off, you just flip it over. So the pockets are then on the inside, touching against your body, so there's no way anything falls out. I've used it on long runs, I've used it on fast runs. I've never had an issue. There's reflective strips on it if I've ever used it at night time, but I haven't yet. And also another little benefit is on this side here. It has an elastic cord, and if I get the bit out I need, and on the end of it is just a little hook. You can put your keys on. So you hook your key onto that, tuck it in, safe as houses when you come back, because it's an elastic cord. You can use that just to unlock your door before you have to actually unhook it from the hook. But yeah, so I've used this. I love it, so especially when I'm doing the vlogs, etc. I've got my phone in the front, I've got my tripod / selfie stick in the back. I can stick a gel in there, I've got my keys in there. I just flip it over, and I know I've got nothing to worry about for the duration of the run. If I'm on trails up and down, it's irrelevant. They're in there, they're safe, they're secure. It's quite light when it's on the body. If you get the right size, it sits nicely against kind of the hips, and you barely even feel it's on at all. I don't feel any warmer. I prefer that now massively over, like say, an arm pocket, so what I used to use previously for my phone and keys. I just don't like anything on my arms anymore. I've transitioned into this kind of stuff, so I really love the flip belt. There's other brands out there, but like a Naked belt, I think they do them as well, but they generally carry more stuff for trail runners. The flip belt's nice and light, nice and easy, nice and secure. That's my number 2. Number 3 for me, a massive accessory I use on a regular basis is squirrel's nut butter. So basically this is just kind of anti-chafe. I did a bit of research before I bought this, and this always came out as highly recommended, this particular brand. So I bought this for, I think it's a 4 ounce tub. Yeah, I bought this for about 20 quid, probably well over a year ago now. And as you can probably see, I'm probably a third of the way in now. So it's lasted me probably near 18 months, and I'm a third of the way in. It cost me £20. They do smaller ones, squeezable ones, which are probably more convenient for application. This time of year it's not too bad. It's not normally quite soft. You just kind of put your finger in it, get a bit on, and apply that to the area. Because you're quite warm generally, it'll spread quite quickly. But yeah, I've never actually had an issue. Everyone has certain points where they may be prone to chafing, either underarms or upper thighs or nipples or whatever. But again, I generally every time I've applied that, literally zero issues. I've done longer than half marathons, with various types of kit on, hydration vests, different types of shorts, different socks on. Sometimes I used to have rubbing in between my toes, and every time I apply that, literally there's zero issues whatsoever. Easy to wash off as well, doesn't smell of anything. So yeah, I couldn't highly recommend Squirrel's Nut Butter anymore. Honestly, I would never probably use any other brand from now on. Before I bought it, I did the research and everyone was recommending it. Since I've used it, I can only echo their thoughts in terms of it's probably the best for me, the best anti-chafe there is. Number 4, although I don't use them all the time, I probably use them for about half my runs, is headphones. So I've got a couple of varieties. I always used to use this type, so over the ear hook. So obviously sits in your ear, hooks over, and you're good to go. The only thing I don't like about these ones, and I've kind of transitioned away from these within the last 6 months, is obviously they're meant to be kind of inner ear, and you've got to like nestle in, and sometimes they can wriggle out. They don't fall off your ear because of the hooks, but they don't quite sit in your ear right, and the sound doesn't come through properly. Plus this cable kind of irritates me. If you put it behind you, it's just the cable just bounces around, and if you put it in front of you, it's probably even worse. It's just jumping around your neck. So they're the only 2 minor reasons why I don't like them. Obviously everyone's got their own preference in terms of headphones. Some people like a burr on the back, a bit like the what they're called, aftershocks. They have kind of a solid burr. Again, I don't like them because sometimes they're quite heavy and they'll bounce on the back of your neck. When I stumbled across, I think there's various cheapish brands of these. These ones are Camtron. I got these second hand. Sorry, I forgot to mention, I got these these are Empower. I got these off eBay, Amazon for about 15-20 quid. I'll pop a link onto the current ones. But these ones are Camtron. I found these dirt cheap. I think they're about £10. I think they're on Amazon, similar ones for about £20 now. But they fold up like really small, they just curl up. But the major benefit is, one, once you unfold them, you basically just untwist them, and they literally just sit on your ears. And then at the back, then you can see, because it's kind of in a rubber tube, it just sits snug, and you completely forget they're on your head. It doesn't bounce, doesn't move. They sit nicely, and the best thing about them, because they're not in ear, they're technically on ear, they're just 2 big sponges. You can kind of still hear everything. So when you're not listening to music, I can hear road noise. Even when I've got music on, if a car comes up or a cyclist or whatever, I can hear it. It's kind of because my ear's still not kind of covered. They're really comfortable, really light. They don't move around. So these are currently my favourite ones, unless you're going for about £10. So again, test different ones out. Everyone's got their own preference. I've used ones like, say, a bar, which is fixed in the past. I generally don't wear over ear or overhead headphones when I'm running. I get a bit hot and they feel a bit too cumbersome for when I'm running. I generally, like I say, wear them maybe half the time. I'm going on a really long run, it might be I get a bit bored. I'll maybe have some music on or a podcast or something. But yeah, test out different headphones. But for me, headphones are a good accessory when you listen to music. It just takes your mind off a longer run. Number 5 is an essential running accessory for me. Is going to be head torch. So yeah, I literally bought this last winter, so November, December time, purely because I was still running quite regularly. And again, up until, in the UK anyway, up until March time, it's dark from probably like 5 o'clock until 7-8 o'clock in the morning after. So there's not a massive window. You only got daylight between like 9 and 5 roughly. So it's only, and if you're working, you're literally limited. So I decided to get one of these just to allow me to run in the evening or early in the morning on areas which isn't road lit. I don't want to be running on pavements with constant street lights. I wanted to go quieter roads, etc. So yeah, this is obviously like any other head torch. It just literally sits on the front of your head. I purchased, I think again this was off Amazon for about 20 quid, 30 quid maybe. But this is all of it features. So it's got a pivoting head, so it can pivot down at 45 degrees. And again, once it's set, it stays put. And then the other benefits are, it's got several light settings. I'll probably point it down so I don't blind everyone. So it's got a main white beam, which I think is about 1,000 lumens. So it's nice and bright. Then it's got a half power, which again is still quite bright. And then it's obviously got a strobe as well effect. as well, it's got a sensor, so if you hold long press the other side, of blue light comes on, and then it comes on at like it's a motion sensor. So you don't have to actually worry about pressing the button when you're running. Wave your hand in front, it comes on. Wave your hand in front, it goes off. And then the only other benefit is when I'm running off-road trails, etc. If you long press the light button, it goes to red light. So again, full red light, strobe red light. Okay, and that's good for like woodland areas. So you don't always need a bright, blinding white light. The red light is plenty sufficient to see ahead in a woodland area. Plus, it doesn't disturb the wildlife quite so much. The battery life's pretty good. I think I get about. We found actually they've got the booklet here. Bear with me. I think it's about 10 hours. Maybe a bit exaggerated there, but let's find it. Sorry. So yeah. So the specs. So the specs for this are 650 lumens for the full light. It's water resistant. Only weighs 2.5 ounces. Quite compact design. Takes 3 hours to fully charge from empty, and doesn't really say how long the lights last. I think it's nearly 10 hours. I'll check and I'll update. I'll put it on the screen if I've made a mistake, but I think it's around 10 hours. So yeah, charge time's quite long, but again, if you get 10 hours of constant use, and I think that's on. Obviously, if you lower the light setting or even the strobe setting, it obviously takes the battery up far less. So that'll be my number 5, just because again it opens up a massive opportunity that when in the winter, when it's already dark and miserable and people aren't particularly keen to get out, an excuse would be, oh, I can't run that route because I can't see down there, and vice versa. Suddenly this head torch opened up a lot of opportunities for me to get out not late at night, just every evening when it's dark, when the sun's gone down, over winter, or even early in the morning, get out, get back before work. So that's my top 5 in terms of my 5 ACCESSORIES essentials. A couple of extras that aren't particularly essential. I've got multiple names, but I call them buffs. Again, multiple uses. In the winter it's cold, you can use it as a scarf, as a face mask, a sweatband. You can tie it multiple ways and get a bandana or a hat out of it as well in the winter. And the summer as well, I like to wet it, damp it, and then stick it on as a headband, and it keeps your head nice and cool for a bit longer than normal. So buffs are great. Sweatbands, I sometimes just wrap it around my, put it on your wrist and twist it and put it back on the wrist, and then you've got literally a sweatband. Again, it's useful for in the hot weather. You sweatband. I just like how the dead light, dead easy to wash, multiple uses, and you can just have it on and not even worry about chuck it in your pocket and pull it out if you need to. So I do like buffs. Again, that's a recent thing. Probably I got this one. This was given to me at the end of the Metric Marathon last year. Obviously, it's part of the goodie bag. So it's got MBNA Chester Marathon on it. I'll probably get another one this October when I do the event. But yeah, so I didn't pay for this one. This was given to me. It's the only one I use at the minute. I just love it. So I've used it multiple times. It holds up pretty good. Quick, easy, quick washing, quick drying. Perfect. This one that I again like to do as a personal preference is hats. So I've got 2 main running hats. One's a dirt cheap one I got, which is basically just a light. Yes, downstairs. It's just like a really light fabric. It's not a trucker. It's completely material, and I tend to use that if it's raining. So I'll wear that one forward if it's raining heavily to protect my face from the rain. If it's not raining, if it's only drizzling, I'll put it on backwards again. It just protects me getting completely soaked. And if I've got headphones on, it might give a bit of protection for them. And then obviously this is my favourite running hat. You've probably seen this on most of my videos. I wear this most of the time. It's a Say Sky. I got this on sale started this year. I think I paid £12 for this. It should have been about 28. But again, I like trucker style because as you can see, it's basically see-through. So when you've got it on, it protects collects some of the sweat. It's got really good kind of padding on the inside there, like a sponge, collects all the sweat. But also you're not covering your head, you're still getting the air coming through, you still feel quite cool. So it's cooler and airier than using a buff, unless it's obviously damp. And again, you can damp your cap if you want to and shut that on. So that's another little bonus one that I like to wear. Caps, it's a personal preference, I like to wear them. My final bonus accessory for running is hydration vest. Again, there's multiple different brands, multiple different types. I just got a a cheap one which was fairly well recommended. It's Utah Best, and again I think I got this off Amazon for about 20 quid. I think there's a bit of a pattern going on. It's around that price. I tend to not fork out a lot of money for stuff because again it's disposable, isn't it? It gets battered and used up, and I need to buy another one. I'm going to spend 150 quid on a fancy Solomon one that weighs probably 5 grams less. I don't see the benefit. Other people might do. Again, pop in the comments if I've missed something out, or there's a particular brand that you think are much better than others. But yeah, so I got this. Obviously there's options with the hydration vest. You can get a bladder which fits in the back. I could have got a bladder for this one, and it feeds through, and you get a little straw which comes up to drink from. I opted for the double soft bottles, soft flasks, just because I don't like the thought of a big bladder on my back. It gets even hotter than it would be wearing one, and again the tubes sometimes get us a bit hard work in terms of maintenance. I like her. These are just 2 simple soft flasks. When they're empty, I shove them down the front. This is obviously, hydration vests are great for really long distance stuff, so I'm obviously doing my marathon training back at the minute. It's getting warmer as well, so you generally need hydration on you, water on you at some point if you're going out for over an hour. I've got aspirations in the future to maybe do an ultra, so again it'll become even more important then. But yeah, they're just good for, again, the storage is a bit of a bonus. Keys again, phone. I have my selfie stick tripod with me. The water, obviously you can have nutrition in there, gels and snacks, etc. And again, on really long stuff you can put a spare jacket in, a spare t-shirt in. It's just convenient. Again, they're not too bad. Once you get used to them and they fit snugly and you tighten it up, you can still feel it still bounces a bit. It's never going to be completely skin tight, but you do get used to it. It doesn't really bother you, especially if you're running a really long distance. You're generally running a bit slower anyway, so yeah, it's not too distracting at all. So that's it. That's a quick whistle stop of my personal favourite run accessories. Drop it in the comments if you've got any others that I've not mentioned. Is anything that you have not mentioned that you always use, your go-to accessory? Again, comment if the stuff that you use I use. Do you use Anti-Chafe? Do you have headphones of a particular type? Do you use flip belts or any other type of belt? Do you use Headtorches in the winter, or do you do overnight runs, etc.? I've got a threshold run tomorrow. I'll probably vlog that, and then I'm going to do a big trail run on Saturday or Sunday. I'll probably go to a local trail that I'm probably going to vlog that as well, so look out for those 2 upcoming. Yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.